So in this video, we're going to learn how can we use ForecastX to plotting the autocorrelation charts of the residual of the AR after you estimate the ARIMA model. Okay, so basically we're going to work on plotting the first 24 autocorrelation of the residual of your best model. Great. So in order to work on these problems, we need the result from our ForecastX. So if you don't have this result yet, make sure you are watching the previous videos. So based on this data, we are already able to identify the ARIMA model 202 is the best model, right? So this is the model. So how can we know the residual? So basically, instead of doing the Box-Jenkins test, the Lin-John-Box statistic, we also can use the visual to identify if after we applied this ARIMA model 202, is our model are able to converting the time series to the white noise. So to answer that question, we can look at our ACF and the PACF diagram for the residual. Okay, so where can we find the residual? So after you're developing our audit report, and we will have a section called the series. And in this section, you will see date, you will see original data, fit data, arrow, etc. Right? So we need a column called the arrow column. Okay, so this arrow column is the column we needed for the residual plot. So first of all, we will copy the arrow column. Okay, make sure you are not copy everything. So the last several row is for the discrete statistics. So you only need the residual, the arrow column itself. So what is the arrow? So arrow is the same as a residual. So basically that's the difference between the original data and the data predicted through the model. Okay, so that's the residual and also called arrow. So let's copy that column. And then we are pasting in the new tab. Okay, let me increasing it. So let me give it a new name, residual. So that I know I'm creating the residual plot. Okay, so now let's selecting all the residual I have here. Okay, and now I go to add in and go into forecast. Again, since there were no date, we need to make sure changing here to column and increase label to 1. And then after that, we are going to forecast method. And then we are choosing Box-Jenkins, right? And then we are going to analyze. Okay, so the question is asking us for 24, right? It's not 12. So therefore, you need to increasing the number of the bar here to 24. And after you do that, and then click OK, again, they disappeared, but we need to go back again, click Analyze. So now you will see the new chart here, we see 24. Okay, we see 24. And so why we needed this diagram? Because this diagram based on the residual is another way to do the diagnostic to see if your ARIMA model are able to capturing the pattern in your time series data. So you can see for our ARIMA 202, so based on the ACF diagram, none of the charts, we don't see any spike is outside the bars, right? So this indicating there is for the ARIMA model is able to capturing the MA patterns. However, for the PACF diagram, we do see one spike at the 21, but since it's the lag is really far away and the impact is less impactful, so we were kind of ignoring it. But like I said, we definitely can try ARIMA 203 instead of 202. And I think the algorithm decided to pick 202 is because I think if we adding MA3, that just making our model become overfitted. So overfit. So therefore, in order to balancing out the accuracy of the prediction and not overfitting the model, they decide to pick ARIMA 202 instead of 203. Okay, so now this is how we can get in the ACF and PAC for the residuals. So the key here is you need to have your auditor report for the original data first, and then you are able to copy the row of the arrow and then recreating the forecasting result, recreating the new tab, and then recreating the ACF and PACF. So that two chart will be the chart for the residuals.